Have you ever found yourself reaching for food, not because you're hungry, but because you're feeling a little or a lot lonely? You're definitely not alone in this particular food trigger. When feelings of isolation creep in, food can feel like a quick, comforting friend. But that comfort is often temporary, and then it can leave us feeling even worse afterwards. So this session is here to help you address that emotional eating that is triggered by loneliness. And I have videos on many different, I think boredom is one, and anxiety, and lots of different ones. So you may look around the channel for those. For today, we're going to acknowledge that lonesome feeling and gently shift your go-to response away from food and finding true comfort within yourself. See the description box for a few articles on the research, the science on how this works if you're interested. It's rewriting negative neural pathways into positive patterns and beliefs. And on a 1 to 10 scale, how strong is that urge to eat when you're feeling lonely when you think about it today? Or how much, does lonely eating when you do it bother you when you do it? And then we'll check back in after tapping to see where that's at. If any feelings or sensations or emotions come up, memories, that's common. Just observe them, give them some space to process through, and then keep tapping and let them move on. And you can get back to repeating after me when you can. So that's it. You just tap with and repeat after me. Even though I sometimes eat when I feel lonely, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though food feels like a comfort when I'm alone, I'm open to finding healthier ways to soothe myself. Even though I use food to fill the void of loneliness. I choose to support myself and address the real feelings now. Even though I feel a bit ashamed of lonely eating, I fully and completely love and honor myself. Oh yeah, I eat when I'm lonely. Eating is my go-to comfort. Food feels like my only friend sometimes. There's this deep emptiness inside of me. Just feels like food's the only thing that can fill it up. I just want to feel better though. This lonely feeling is hard to sit with. It makes me want to numb out. Food does that. Food is always there for me. So I think. It doesn't really help the loneliness. Oh my God, how often do I eat when I'm lonely and then it just makes me feel worse? I hate this pattern. I hate that I do this. I feel so ashamed of eating alone or because I'm lonely, whatever it is. I'm so tired of lonely eating. I'm releasing all this pressure now. all this shame and hurt around how or when or what I eat. Letting it all go here. It's okay to feel lonely. But I don't have to eat on it. What if I can truly comfort myself without food? What if loneliness is just a feeling and it will pass? I can acknowledge my feelings without acting on them. Yeah, I'm lonely, and this sucks, it hurts. Yeah, like that, I'm learning to be present with myself. I can reach out to others when I feel lonely. I can connect with myself in new ways. I can find new ways to connect with others. I can do this. I can find ways. I'm building inner resources for comfort. Food is not a real comfort, I know that. I recognize and honor what I was doing, but I let it go now. I deserve true connection. Not just temporary comfort from food. I can choose self-care that truly nourishes me. My feelings are valid and I can handle them. I can handle my emotions without food. I choose to release the urge to eat when I'm lonely. I embrace healthy ways to connect with myself. I'm finding new ways to feel truly comforted. I am worthy of deep, authentic connection. I trust myself to manage my emotions. I trust myself to find ways of dealing with my emotions without turning to food. I choose peace and self-compassion. So I'm releasing any need to eat when I'm lonely now. I'm creating new supportive patterns. I'm creating good patterns with myself, with others, with food. I am safe, valid, and worthy, even when I'm alone. I am proud of myself for choosing real healing. I release the pattern of eating when I'm lonely. I am fully capable of comforting myself in healthy ways. I choose to connect with my true feelings and needs. I am safe, loved, and supported even when I'm by myself. I embrace new habits that truly serve my well-being. My worth is not tied to my eating habits. My worth is not tied to my weight. I am free from lonely eating. Take a deep breath and check in on where that urge is now from a 1 to a 10. And yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's totally normal to feel lonely sometimes. It's part of the human experience. So the goal isn't to never feel lonely, but to change how you respond when you do. If you find that loneliness is a large part of your life, consider a few things. First, certainly one-on-one mental health care if you can, and especially if you're feeling major anxiety or depression along with the loneliness. These things help as supplemental things, but especially if you're really feeling depression or anything like that, we can only do so much, when it's not one-on-one through individual videos like this. But also consider new ways. If there's not that, it's just loneliness, then look for ways to alleviate the loneliness. Maybe volunteer an organization where you walk around, pick up trash. We have them near me, and so you meet people, you're keeping your area tidy, and then you're out getting fresh air and sun and meeting someone. So it's kind of a win-win-win there. Or picking up trash, you go, no, that's not for me. That's okay. Join a local walking club in a park near you. You can usually find them on Facebook and whatnot, but there's also an app, I think it's called Meetup, that has a lot of groups that can tell you, you could perhaps then join a local Toastmasters and be around other people, maybe get past a fear of speaking up or public speaking, or just hone those skills if public speaking isn't a bother to you. But the meetups will have all different kind of things. It could be, that you take up a new hobby, something you've never really thought of doing before, ballroom dancing, pottery, ocean swims if you live near the sea. And even if it's not necessarily to go out and be around other people, an online reading group or a gaming forum, or especially if you're housebound, perhaps the website OMI, I don't know how it's said exactly, but it's OME.TV, and it puts you in video chats with people around the world, just as a way to meet up and just chat. And you could be paired with a 20-year-old or, an 80-year-old. It could be from Ecuador or Estonia, and so that's a really kind of neat way to just be able to reach out and maybe, connect with somebody, because you're worth the time to find ways to not be lonely. And also, being here and not using food as a way to handle your emotions. So good on you for being here and watching this part of it. And as far as that part's concerned, keep tapping on this whenever that lonely, that kind of urge to eat comes up because you're lonely. And if you give it a few days, however long it takes, maybe a few days a week, or once or twice a day, until it's down to a 0, then if it ever pops back up again for some reason, then it's much easier to tap on it that day, whatever's happening, because things happen in life, and then release and let that through. So if this session helped, please do subscribe. You'll get notified of new videos, and share this with anyone who you think might need it, or maybe in any weight loss forums you might be a part of. If you leave a comment, let me know how you're doing, how else I can help with weight loss issues, or anything to do with loneliness or uncertainty or finding more joy or connection, whatever you think of, and I'll try to help. And I'll put at the end of the videos here the connections to, so I have weight loss surgeries, I have a playlist for weight loss surgery, and also just a weight loss journey is that works for kind of everybody. And there are loads of videos in there because, look, I've gained and lost more times than I could count. I'm not even worried about cared to admit at this point. I just couldn't even count them. And the biggest change has been when I've kind of dealt with a lot of the emotional patterns that I have, whether with past trauma or just life in general, but also my relationship and with food. And everybody's relationship is different. So take a look in that playlist, because I've done many videos. Some of them apply to me, some of them don't. They're just things I've watched friends struggle with, or people have asked about, or I go and I sometimes just look on forums for weight loss surgery and see what seems to be really kind of has a lot of comments and people talking about. So let me know, and I'm happy to help how I can. Check those out, and I will see you in the next video. And I hope you get yourself out there and find a way to kind of ease that loneliness. And sometimes, look, loneliness can be a thing where you are surrounded by people all the time. You may have a house that is constantly buzzing, 10,000 people, aunts and uncles, and you're one of 10 siblings, but somehow you still feel lonely. For that, I definitely suggest, if you can, I understand not everybody can afford it, but mental health care and one-on-one, to figure out what else may be going on there. At least talk to your doctor, your GP, see what they say. But if not, then, just working on that idea of loneliness, because it may be that you're just not connecting on someone in a way that you want to. You really want to discuss certain things, whether that be gaming or games like sports, or whether it's reading or philosophy or politics or that sort of thing. So don't be ashamed to also, I think I actually have maybe videos on that, the idea that how am I surrounded by people and I'm still lonely, and then that is then triggering you too, because you don't know how to deal with that, go and eat. So anyway, take care of yourself, keep working on yourself, and good luck to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.